Let's get good. This is Endless Space 2 Awakening, and we are playing as the Fireborn Guardians of the Galaxy, the Unfallen. Oh, I already dismissed it. We had a compliment from Emperor Zelovus, but I accidentally dismissed it, where he had basically said that we were awesome for eliminating the pirates because the strong dispose of the weak, and more of that sort of imperialist mindset. Wonderful. We've got 50 science found on this ruin. And then what else did we discover here? Some influence. Influence always useful here, especially since we're forcing peace with the United Empire to try to keep them from getting involved with us vining here and then vining Deneb up here so that we can take that as our minor faction. Getting the Basrixos here, once again, a very big priority for us because it will give us a bonus of plus 10% food per production on system, which we can then turn into more production on system, that being our long-term goal. We do also want to work our science towards getting some terraforming tech due to a tip by Resilence that will have a quest later that will want us to have the ability to terraform a savanna, which means that we should need this one, I believe. I don't think we need advanced, do we? Permits terraformation into fertile planets. I don't like how it says into fertile planets or into sterile planets, but it doesn't explain sterile planets, but it doesn't explain what you can go from. Do we even have any savannas right now? Let's look around. Not seeing any savannas at the moment. I don't know, like, the terraforming tree and how that exactly works specifically. So without knowing that, I don't know which specific terraforming tech we'll need. That being the case, we can always go for evaporation inhibitors. It's a good one to get anyway because it has endless secrets, and then if we need it, we can always finish off deep epoch scanning, or rather, climate engineering. There we go. Climate engineering for the advanced terraformation into fertile planets. I mean, technically it's fertile probably, but I'm calling it fertile because apparently I just pronounce things weird. So if you don't like it, my bad. Let's see. We're going to move this fleet up here, although I guess we don't really need to. We don't need to engage the Baxiros here. So what we're going to do instead, we can either go down this really long star lane here, or we can go this way. Maybe we split these fleets. Let's take this questioner out. That's not what I was trying to... Okay. Well, we're going to let this fleet land here, and then we'll pop the questioner out. We're going to send the questioner up this way, and we'll send the rest of the fleet over here, so that we can start building out vines to potentially Zubin out here, which looks like a very interesting isolated system. It's not great. It's something we can grab, though. I'm more interested in finding more of these special nodes. We definitely want to get IC04593, because if we can vine the special nodes before anyone else's influence gets around them, we do get the benefits. Once again, thank you for that info, Resilence. We're going to go ahead and end our turn here. Vines are beginning to construct between Gistrid and Perseus. Oh, I also need to check that colonization thing, because I did not realize that it wasn't costing us production. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We have all of our exploitations finishing this turn. Go ahead and check out Sylphie here. Looking good. Looking good, Sylphie. Finishing a spin project and then on to finish our Endless Research Park and Endless World Wonder, which we are still number 1 for. Yes? Yes. Okay, we're gonna get that probably long before anyone else is even near finishing it, but I can't say that for sure. The number one thing is I do want to get it. I do want to get it. It's a very nice dust and science bonus for us early on, as well as providing some additional happiness, which is never a bad thing to have. Okay, questioner, your job is... Well, I mean, for one, you could scan down this system, and then we'll have you take off. Show me a ruin. What we get here? Improved plasma beam. That's actually not a bad thing for us to pick up. It means we don't have to go into a military tech to get that. Oof, quite a bit of nice things to research over here, but none of them look to be... Atmospheric. We're looking for atmospheric anomalies for that quest as well, and none of those are atmospheric anomalies. So we're going to take our questioner here and send them down this long, long star lane to find out what's going on. Then we'll grab our other fleet here and bring them over to Libra. Although I guess we can stop at Pleone on the way through. Does Pleone have a atmospheric? It does not. It has a pirate lair remains. Still not necessarily unworth scanning. Okay, come on guys. Down here. There we go. And then with our vine ships, how much longer do we have before this finishes? 2 turns. All right. 2 turns, and then we'll be able to go and start vining that. We may want to put out some more vine ships soon. I think once we get Endless Research Park, we're really just going to start pushing out vine ships. Like a lot of vine ships. Mainly with the intent of being able to grab as much space with our vines early as we possibly can. It's always difficult kind of balancing when you make military, when you make scouts, when you make entwiners in this case, colony ships for other empires. At least for me it is. Maybe it's not for you guys. Maybe that's just a me thing. But it's always a sort of juggling act to make sure that things go the way you want them to. Increase the minor civilization's yield by 75% for normal resources and by 50% for strategic resources. The minor civilization will grant relation rewards even when at war or in a neutral... So we could create a backdoor here, which will give us sort of a jumping off point to hack other things. That's not really necessary since we're kind of about to take them anyway. We do improve image, which would keep us, you know, very, very much on top. I was mainly doing this, well, we were going to use this for Impersonate Ambassador, which would have allowed us to reduce their reputation with the United Empire and ensure that we could get them, but we're already getting them. So instead, we could reduce our bribe costs, which might actually be necessary if the UE keeps pushing, or we can just hack the economy. I think we're going to hack the economy. We'll get a lot more from them for the few turns we have left before we can convert them. Yeah, so hack on yields means that we're going to be getting a lot more out of them. We can't do anything to keep our reputation with them growing, though, unfortunately, so it is entirely possible that the UE could unseat us.
Maybe it won't.
No. No. We're not taking our vines down, buddy. That's not happening. Got enough dark glitter here to pop and keep our bonuses going. Oh, I mean, that actually will help us. If we're going to be stuck with all this extra vegetable matter, perhaps we can learn how to consume it. That's absolutely fine. You get all the extra food you want, buddy. We don't mind that at all. On the shoulders of supergiants, a distant stellar giant about 80 times the size of an average star has just gone supernova. Capitalizing on the media attention drawn by the event, a pacifist group within your empire has launched a campaign to bring home the fleets that were monitoring the event rather than leave them on patrol. Works for me. Bring them home. We'll take the happiness and the dust. Unlock 27. Oh boy, here we go. The signal came from a wreck disturbed by adventuring explorers whose identity remains hidden. The wreck, however, is a thing that dwarfs any known ship hull and whose exploitation goes far beyond military applications. There is much more to see and even more to learn. Unlock 27 technologies from the military quadrant, and that will give us access to the technology needed to build behemoths.
Maybe that will help you.
Did that just finish? I think that just finished, and we didn't. The strong disposal of the weak, it has always been thus, and it will always be thus. Good for you. You kind of like to chant that, don't you? Yeah, so we do have access to behemoth technology now, so we're going to go ahead and research that so we can get our first economic behemoths down. I'm not sure if we're going to go with a straight-up econ behemoth, or whether we'll go with, like, a science behemoth to generate some other resources. Like, we could get copious amounts of influence from this, I believe. I mean, that really depends on the modules, though. Let's go take a look at those real quick. Yeah, around special nodes, we can just generate extra dust, science, and influence. Or we get this one, which will reduce costs around specific special nodes. Or this one, which will actually generate resources around specific special nodes. What type of special node is this? That is a collapsing star. So what kind of resources could we generate on a collapsing star? We could get antimatter and adamantium off of that. I had to go check. You guys know me, I always get the names mixed up. So that's actually not a bad idea. And the special node effect is increased by 25% when orbiting, and I'm assuming that we can build multiples of that module to gather even more resources. Yeah, that seems like a really, really good deal. Ooh, we should try to get some Cravers Governors, actually. That's another thing that's a really good deal. Okay, so definitely interested in this technology here. Yeah. I think that's fine. We'll go like that for the moment. New luxury resource has been discovered. Super Spuds. Lovely. We've also found deciduous trees. And our population boost, we already restarted that, so that's not an issue. Get rid of that. Unfallen population has grown. Spin project is done. Economy and trade tier 3, which gives us our basic system development. This is actually really important for us right now, and the reason why is because our home system is capped. We are capped out on population. Until we get toxic, we can't put another planet or colonize another planet to put more population on. So what we'd like to do is send population from there to our other colonies, but we can't do that until we get our level 2 modernization going. We actually have a source of transvine. We do. We have quite a nice source of transvine. Transvine will provide happiness. Happiness, not much of an issue for us right now. We're devoted and ecstatic, so I don't think that's ever going to be an issue for us, which means that transvine is not an ideal resource for us to use. Plus 100% star system trade value to influence. So Gossamer here, on the other hand, that could be quite nice, but that is on a very small system without many other resources. And the main thing that I think we're seeing here is that we need some other luxury resources. Because transvine is great, but we don't really want to use that since we already have a ton of stuff to boost happiness. We'd be much better off with a different luxury resource. Scanning down everything on that system with our new little scanner ship, we find Molten Springs. We find a titanium enhancer. So now we have a module that increases projectile damage, but we did just get a special module for beams. Rich soil, which is going to make more population. That's actually not beneficial for us at this point. Like, it's sort of superfluous right now. I mean, okay. Maybe it's useful. Maybe. But it is kind of superfluous for us at the moment. I think getting Toxics next is actually something that's a big deal for us, and we're almost there. We're only 2 turns out. So in the meantime, we are basically losing a little bit of food here because we're not able to turn it into population. That's okay. So now where do we want to send this scanner next? We can go to Gistrid, we can scan down 1 planet. Doesn't really seem that advantageous. Pleon is in a similar situation where there's 1 planet to scan down there. I think what we'll do is we'll bounce to Gistrid here, and then after Gistrid we'll send him over to Libra to scan down whatever's going on there. Boy, this is actually getting to be kind of a tough situation here because we want to start doing our empire improvements right now because we have a ton of population and the ability to move them is incredibly important. But is it worth taking a tier 1 resource that we basically don't want to use? Like, we don't get any value out of using that at all right now. We would be better off selling it and getting some other resource. Even Red Sang here would technically be more useful, but Jadnix is ideal. So let's take a look at one thing here. How much would we require? 25 to actually put it on there and then use it. Jadnix is relatively cheap on the marketplace right now, and we do have 1.4k. So I think what we'll do is we'll just pick up a bunch of Jadnix. If we pick up 50 Jadnix right now, we can convert both of our systems to level 2. If we buy as much Jadnix as there is on the market, though, we can just hold on to it because the price is going to go up once we buy. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Influence also useful, but production is more useful. We're just going to do that. We're just going to buy all the Jadnix on the market. We can use it. It's worth it. Let's go ahead and make that our resource here. It does mean we're market dependent to get our first system upgrade, but Jadnix is also a resource that there's usually a lot of on the market because it is useful to have for everyone. Alright, so with that done, we can come down here, set our level 2 modernization right behind the Endless Park. That'll be done in 2 turns. And then we'll do the same thing here. I mean, honestly, we could do it in 1 if we wanted. It would push the Endless Park out 1 turn, but we should still be in first place on that, and I doubt anyone's gonna snipe us. Yeah. Let's do that, so that we can start moving population immediately next turn. That does mean that we're gonna want to make sure that we're colonizing everything we can over here on Nakos. So we'll do that. And then we may actually want to expand into Gistrid already. There are 2 Toxics there, so we know we'll have access to those 2 planets very soon. None of the planets here are anything particularly special, though. That is mineral rich, which is nice, and there is this gutted pirate hideout here that will create some advantage. But we also have a couple of unscanned anomalies here that could be useful as well. Maybe we'll wait until we scan that other anomaly to decide whether or not we want to do anything with Gistrid. I guess it's a curiosity, not an anomaly. An anomaly is what it can become, but right now it is just a curiosity. Were you guys making a Vine ship? You weren't. We really need to start cracking out some more Vine ships too. Hacking operations are left unassigned. Alright, let's go ahead and start a hack from... I mean, there's really only one destination we have until somebody colonizes another system, and that's Deneb, which will be ours soon anyway, so I think we'll actually wait a turn. We'll wait a turn because I don't know how long this is going to take to finish. It'll be done next turn. This can't take that much longer. Ooh, 7 turns, I guess it can. And then Bellatrix up here, this is the He Show, so we really wouldn't mind hacking them, but it's gonna take them 22 turns. They're basically never getting Bellatrix. Like, it's gonna take them so long, it's not even worth worrying about. Okay, I'm good with this. Speaking of the He Show, though, we should be looking at how much we need to force peace with them. Hi, you guys seem cool. How much would it cost us to force peace? I don't care what you wish for. You're gonna be peaceful and you're gonna like it. We do need 157 influence, so we're not quite there yet. We can do a map sharing agreement here, which is something that Resilence mentioned and is actually a really, really good idea. Because if we map share with them and we're able to discover sort of... Here, you guys want some Transvine? I'll tell you what, I'll give you 20 Transvine. How's that sound? No? How about 30? 30 Transvine, you give me your maps? Wow, you guys are really, really rough. I'll even take... Well, no, I won't take anything off the board, because I need your map sharing. Just give me your maps. Come on, don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Be cool. Be cool. You used to be cool, UE. You used to be cool.
I see.
What about a trade agreement? No? No? Okay. Y'all are very stingy with your maps. How about 200 dust? Okay, how about forget it? I wonder what they'd want for map sharing. We could try that. You want all of our titanium. All of it. I mean, maybe we can cut them down on this a little bit. Let's go 30. How about 20?
Oh.
If we can give them, I mean, 10? A little bit less? A little bit less? Alright, that's fine. We can do that. We'll give you 10 titanium and all of our useless Transvine. Lovely. Okay, so now we get to see what they've discovered, which is interesting, because that'll allow us to find some more things like this up here. That would be nice for us to get a hold of, and it looks like there's potentially a minor faction on the other side of it as well. So we'll want to build our vines out this way. I don't know how they're going to feel about us entwining their home system, but I don't think there's anything they can really do to stop it as long as we're at peace. So that being the case, yeah, I'm okay with this. Everything's going great. Let's move it forward. I'm really excited to see what kind of shenanigans we can pull with, like, our Paciphitic conversion in the late game. Be one of the first to raise, or be the first to raise one of your heroes to level 9. That was not us, not surprised there. But we did finish both of our level 2 modernizations, and we have the Endless Research Park finishing next turn. And we've entwined Perseus. Lovely. Okay, so you Vine ships, you know your deal. Get up here to Deneb. Get up here to Deneb, do the job. Get that entwining going. And then you guys are coming down here to scan all the things. You're coming over here to scan all the things, like the one thing we can scan, I believe. Oh no, we can actually scan 3 different curiosities here. One of them on a colonized planet, so we'll start there. Antimatter is a good find. One of the planets in the system at first appears to be lifeless and poor in resources. A second scan at higher power, however, reveals that the entire planet is a hologram, and in fact there is something hiding beneath the cleverly constructed camouflage. Perhaps you can figure out just how the camouflage worked. So we're going to analyze the planet. It'll cost us 10 science on Empire for 10 turns, so 100 science overall, but in exchange we'll get a free technology. It will increase our science... or our scientist political ideology, but that's fine. We don't mind that. If we get the scientist party, we'll just go ahead and use the thing that reduces improvement cost. Okay, antimatter is found, and we get 5 antimatter as a bonus. Sounds lovely. Let's just have this guy wait here until another probe is built, because there are some other things he can scan down. We can scan down this Guardian here, although we'll want to wait until we colonize that planet. Oh, there's 2 Guardians there. We're finishing toxic planets right here, so we'll make a point to colonize this system then. Starting with Gistrid here. Whammo. New colony on Gistrid. Okay, Cerebral, Drone Networks, you do not have... Oh, you do have a strategic resource, but we can't gather it, and I'm not sure how Interplanetary works with strategics you can't gather. If anybody knows whether that bonus kicks in or not, do let me know. It is a small planet. We have only 2 population here, but it is cold, so we can get some extra science out of it. That's going to take 4 turns, though, so I'm not even going to bother doing it at this moment. It is a sterile cold, which means that we actually can't... Ouch. I mean, we get 10 production from that, kind of flat. That kind of hurts. It'd be nicer if it had a little more production, but it is what it is. I mean, we could do this. That'll be done in one turn and give us an extra 60 production on system. That is actually the single best improvement we can do turn one. That's actually incredible, to be honest. Like, wow, that is a huge, huge difference. It makes me think that perhaps I've been doing this wrong for a very long time. If I'd have realized that you could, you know, do that improvement first and get a 60-point boost with Jadnix, that seems hot. That seems like a really good thing. Okay, everybody move. And end our turn. Just lovely here. That's going to be such a nice boost. Literally every other improvement in that system is going to build ridiculously fast now. Okay. Call a spaceman a spaceman. On some of your systems, an antiquated classification scheme used to categorize minor civilization citizens has the religious community up in arms. The classification system is mostly meaningless at this point, but to officially accede to the protesters' demands would be a small bureaucratic nightmare. So if we ignore them, we stay sort of scientific, we lose a little bit of happiness, which isn't a big deal. If we change, we lose production and we move into religious. We're absolutely not going to do that. I don't mind the happiness loss, we probably won't even feel it. Realistically, we probably won't, yeah. We're not feeling the happiness loss at all. We are the first to finish the Endless Research Park and Endless World. The beautiful thing about that is we get 10 happiness for 10 turns, so it basically completely negates that event. The Academy request concerning Hyperion will end in 2 turns. We are not the highest contributors, though. The Hisho are. Giving the Hisho the Spear of Isyander is asking for trouble. However, I don't know that the Spear is necessarily... Like, we want the Spear to make sure nobody else has it. That's all we really want it for. So I'm going to go ahead and give them 10 more Hyperion, just to see if we can boost over... Wow, we're actually pretty low. Let's give them 30 Hyperion, maybe? Yeah, we'll do that. Have 30 Hyperion. That gives us one more turn to lobby for it if we really, really don't want them to get the Spear. And I don't. I don't want the Hisho in particular getting the Spear is a really bad thing because they can start to sort of fight everyone at that point to get more ki, and we'll be one of those everyones. We don't want that. So Nakos is now ready to colonize their next planet. They do have their system improvements, so we can start transferring population off Sylphi. And then this is a temperate planet, so we're going to want to put Spin Project here. I think we'll do that. No, we'll do this since it's the same number of turns to get that colonization. And then I'm going to come down here to Sylphi, and we know we are pop capped here, so we're going to take 3 of our population, and we'll just send those straight over to Nakos. Provided Nakos has 3 population slots available, they do, so that'll just boost the speed at which Nakos grows, and then we can start sending pop from Nakos to Gistrid, and basically just use that to pop, you know, move pop all over the galaxy. Once we get a probe here, we can actually acquire... Well, we won't acquire one of those Guardians until we get one of these planets. That is a #1 priority here. In fact, we'll probably throw one of them in queue right now. Let's see, which one do we want first? We've got Mineral Rich and a Guardian here, and it is Temperate Sterile. Yeah, we'll go here. This is absolutely a better one to get. 3 turns to get there, though. That's going to be kind of painful, but it is what it is. And the other option is to go here, where it takes 5 turns... Could buy this out to speed things up a little bit. I mean, that's not bad right there. 4 turns versus 3 turns. Yeah, we'll take 1 more turn, get another production improvement. I'm fine with that. Unfallen Pop has grown on Nakos. We saw that. Saw this. Just completed Hyper Packs, so we do have access to colonizing Toxics, which is something we'll want to do over here on Sylphi as well. That a priority. Sylphi is finishing out their improvement queue, which is very important. We can go for the Academy Embassy here so that we start to gain heroes. That's not a bad idea. Dinark is also not a bad idea. We have quite a lot of different improvements, especially like wonder improvements or unique improvements that we need to consider here. And I think our #1 priority now, like we're fine on Dust, I think our #1 priority should be acquiring new heroes. Although if we do the Academy Embassy, well, we can still get Craver's Heroes. We want to try Craver Heroes out because I've basically heard very, very good things about the Craver Heroes and what you can do with them. They shouldn't theoretically deplete a planet as governor for a very, very long time, and you can move them to another system if they do almost deplete something, so something we want to toy around with this playthrough, absolutely. And then I think after that we'll just go for intergalactic supermarkets here, or potentially Dinark University. I'll go intergalactic first and then Dinark. You could go either way on these though, although really, now that I think about it, forget all of this. we're gonna do something we need to do much, much more. We're just gonna pump out vine chips. Give me every vine chip you can make. Go, 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 go. That's the new method here. It's all about the vine chips. And this scanner should be ready to get us a Guardian, but we don't want to discover the Guardians yet because we haven't colonized them, and they do disappear after a while, so maybe we'll build another scanner and move this guy on. Let's send him over to... Where can you find us the most things? Right now, it's basically Libra. That's the only real option. Libra does have Gigalatus here, though, which is a nice luxury resource we may want to acquire, so we'll go ahead and do that. That's fine. Gonna be a few turns out there. Gonna check the Academy again. We haven't seen the improvement yet. That's next turn. We do have what looks like...
We can be trusted.
Yes, here we go.
You think we will.
I thought we had something here. It's showing us we have something here, but we do not. We can force peace with them if we want. We should have... Oh, we don't have the influence. We spent some somewhere. We can ask for peace. That's not happening. Okay. Well, so much for that. We'll force peace next turn. This is almost a wasted venture for our questioner now, although he can come up here and then potentially to that minor faction, so I guess it's not an entirely wasted venture. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. How long on these vine chips now? 2 turns. Lovely. Slowly regenerating our influence here. We do spend a lot of influence on laws. That's kind of okay. We get a lot of bonus out of those laws as well. Unfallen population has grown. Harashem population has grown. That's also very nice. Nakos was compromised. That has to be the UE. That has to be the UE. And that reminds me... Really? Really? You guys want to get aggressive with us? I don't think it's a good idea. We should probably build an encryption program here on Gistrid, and that'll just provide us with a little bit of hacking protection should the UE decide to get frisky again. We want to basically stop them before they get to Sylphie, because if they manage to hack Sylphie, then we have a problem. If we can get Deneb here, I would like to bounce a hack to Altair through Nihal. If we can do that, what'll actually end up happening is we can hit Altair and steal a tech from them very early on, which would be really nice. In order for us to do that, though, we first need Deneb. Technically, Perseus is within our range, but it's not... We're not really there. This is still going to take 4 more turns, though. We're going to be colonized here in 1. So we should be able to start our hack and kind of move it through that system before they can potentially trace it there, which is what we want. Okay. Everything looks to be fine then. We have 1 loose fleet right here, and they're going to go ahead and scan this curiosity and then move on their merry way. And just 60 science. Not a bad thing to have at all. Our blueprint, or our behemoth blueprints are basically done. Ooh, that is problematic. Let's have you just hang out here for a second and let our combat fleet get over here to deal with these pirates. Okay. Yeah, that works. That works. Very, very happy with this. Behemoth coming out soon. We do need to decide what kind of behemoth we want. We could go with an Econ behemoth for our first one and just keep it on our home system to increase production.
Our great enterprise along.
Oh, we got Vault Keeper here. I thought we had 1 more turn. I didn't pay close enough attention. So we kind of wasted our Hyperium. Although Vault Keeper's not bad, we didn't actually waste our Hyperium. We just didn't get the Spear of Isyander, but it looks like the Hisho didn't either, which is more important. Choose a party for the Academy to sponsor its laws. So now we can get laws from any one of these that we do not already have. We also get access to an insignia ship. So Scientists would seem to be the most beneficial because it has that reduce Empire Improvement law, which is very, very nice. Although Industrialists, we would get access to higher tier laws that could be useful, but we'd probably have to drop some of our currently running laws to use them. I think we'll go Scientist. Oh, we can actually look. That's even better. So Dirty Hands Act here would be nice. The ulterior option here would be something like Mineral Misers, which is also very, very good. Fleet Fortitude, not so much. Work Not Shirk is very good. The problem with that is that it is going to cost us quite a bit more influence to run. What's better, 6 production or minus 10% production cost? I mean, that's actually not even a thing. The 6 production is obviously better. I wonder if, before we choose this, we can take a look at what we currently have running and see if there's a law we can drop. For example, we don't necessarily need Trusted Broker right now. I think we could get away with that, or without having that. It's hard to tell how much a tier 4 law would cost too. Maybe we can look in here if we just show all. So work not shirk would cost 4 influence per turn. Total cost of 136. Oh wow, it's plus 4 influence per population. So that would be 136 per turn, so we're not going to be able to use that at all. Very glad that we checked that, because that's a no-go for us. So we're going to go with Scientists here so that we can get Dirty Hands Act. We will select that party. Why, thank you. Now we should be able to go up here and change our laws. We're going to go ahead and pass Dirty Hands Act right here. We do have to drop Trusted Broker first, I guess. Okay, that's gone. Give me that Dirty Hands Act. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Looking at our population, Sylphie is capped out again. We don't have our new colony yet, so what we're going to do is once again ship a couple population away. Let's take 2 off of here. Send them over to Nako's. Nako should be filling out very, very quickly here. Yeah, they are. They'll probably be full when those 2 arrive, but they will have a new colony very soon. Histrid here, also new colony 2 turns. So our population is growing at an alarming speed at this point. And now they are under the influence of good. Lovely. Assimilate them. Oh, it costs 300 influence, and we're nowhere near that right now. But we can do their quest. Search the curiosity on the planet Perseus 2 with at least 7 titanium. Okay, we can do that. Oh, we just sent this fleet away. That's sad news. What is the fastest way for us to do that? We could just present a new ship there. That's probably a better way. Let's go with... We're going to make a fast scanner here, because we already have a scanner ship, and that will get us, you know, all of our curiosities, but we want this one to be a little bit quicker, so we're going to call this a quick scan. Because instead of having 2 probes, we're going to put an engine on this one. It makes more sense to do so. Get that engine going. We might actually even put a Hyperium engine on. Cooldown is 2. Cooldown is 2. Okay, so with a cooldown of 2, there's no point. Like, I'd rather... It does have more stock. It's fine, though. We're just going to do this. It doesn't need any armor. It doesn't need anything kind of defensive. It is literally just something we're shooting out so that we can run up there and scan that anomaly real quick and grab that minor faction. We've entwined Deneb. Yes, we have. Military ship prices decrease. Lovely. We don't need them, but that's lovely. Okay. Moving up here. Got our vine ships ready to go, vining the next thing in the line. Probably going to go for Nihal here. Yeah, that way we can get up to Altair. Entwine that. And quickly now, while we have the ability to... Oh, we haven't got them yet. We need like 1 more turn at least to get them. That's fine. And end our turn here. I'm hoping that that little vine ship can, or that little quick scanner can get over there in 1 turn. That would be ideal. Population boost has ended. No, it hasn't. Harisham population can also be boosted here, which is not a bad idea. Let's do that. Unfallen pops everywhere. Colonize Toxic, Colonize Barren, so we've gotten 2 more planets out of that, and our quick scan should be ready to go. Bust him out real quick. Send him up there. Gonna make it in 1 turn, buddy? Yes, you are. We like that. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And then we'll hit up Perseus 2's anomaly. Or Curiosity, rather. You enter the atmosphere of this planet to a wondrous sight, a migrating swarm of giant airborne creatures soaring idly through the air like a fleet of dirigibles. Your wonder turns to fear, however, when the creatures start attaching themselves to your ship's hull. The banging of mandibles off sheet metal echoes through the interior. Ooh, that's not fun. So we lost 2 movement points here, but we gained shield capacity. And we completed this, which is more important. The Basrixo dignitaries... Oh, I didn't actually read the quest. Let's read the quest real quick. The soldiers died long ago, but their sacrifice is not forgotten. 2 centuries past, the Basrixo were visited by a starfaring race, descending in elegant craft possessed of powers indistinguishable from magic. The alien beings stepped onto the Basrixo homeworld. Though communication was difficult, the visitors explained very calmly what they wanted of the Basrixo. 200 soldiers destined to battle on a distant toxic world far from their loved ones and die a certain but honorable death. It is necessary, was all the visitors offered by word of explanation. Generations later, with your help, the Basrixo are finally able to visit the fields of war. With titanium protective suits, a Basrixo party will be able to visit the battlefield where their ancestors fell. It is the least you can do. The Basrixo dignitaries return to their homeworld somber and reflective. You can tell how much the visit means to them by the way they clasp your arm and the look in their eyes. Oh, that's sweet. You are sure they will be useful allies. That's kind of endearing and cute. Those poor Basrixos, so backwards that somebody landed and demanded they give up 200 soldiers. The system's variety of peculiar architectural landmarks surrounded by examples of far more modern construction is evidence of a barely FTL civilization that was assimilated by a more technologically advanced galactic empire. Although some of the traditional customs and ways of the Basrixo persist, they have essentially adopted Unfallen culture. Lovely. Okay, so now that we have them, we can start this hack. Go, little hack, go. Go for all you are worth. Hit that home system. That is potentially not going to succeed. This is a very, very long star lane, but I think once we pass through Nihal, the ability for them to detect the hack actually goes down quite a bit. I wonder if entwining them has any effect on hacking, too. That would also be a very interesting thing to know. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is a level 2 modernization, because we've already determined that is the biggest production boost we can get. They must already have the Xeno-Industrial? Yeah. Ooh, and Xeno-Tourism. Very nice. So we're going to finish out these relatively quickly here, and then we'll build out some more. We do need some techs to be able to colonize their desert planet, so let's go ahead and take a look at where that would be in the tree. I mean, honestly, the fastest thing to do is just go desert. There we go. Hey, that also happens to overlap with our need to get this terraforming tech, so let's go with it. Be 6 turns to get that. We do also have the ability to build our first behemoth, but we will have to do that next time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!